Can you do polygamous?
My dad was a polygamous.
Hello, my people. How are they today? It is another beautiful episode of the Men's Corner today. You know how the goes and the gist and the conversation, they always happen. So we don't bring another one for you. Beautiful topic that we're going to be looking at today. And to my left, we have the us, and also to my right, Ayodele. And my name is Luani Femi, but call me Aniki Omegba. So today, on our conversation, we have a very important one, and this one it's very wide. It's a very I don't even know how to take it, but it is a topic and a conversation that people talk about. And what are we saying today? Are men really polygamous in nature? That is what we are looking at. It is a question that a lot of people have been asking, and we kept not together. We did not have an answer to it till today, but today we talk our own. Let me start with the major. It's just a direct question, and then we can just go. Are men, you as Nade like this, men, are you really polygamous in nature?
Okay. Let's break it down. So, what is being polygamous? A man wanting to have more than one wife. Yeah, may not even be wife, it may be woman. You may not be married. It has nothing to do with marriage. Sometimes it's just having more than one woman. So, now, let's look at there's something that is called evolutionary biology, how men were created. You can argue that it was one man, one woman in the Garden of Eden. That is, if you believe the biblical story of the Garden of Eden, fine. But then, if you need to create a species, what do? You bring a male and a female. And that's why in the days of Noah, if you believe that biblical story again, the days of Noah, when there was to be an end to the world that was at the time, God instructed Noah, not just human beings, to take one pair of each animal. So if you're taking snake now, depending on the species. So if you look at men in evolution and the commandment from God himself that go out and
multiply. Okay.
You will know that a man is not expected to have just one woman. Now, this is where I'm a Christian. This is where Christians get it wrong.
Okay.
Christians will say it's a sin. I flipped through my Bible from Genesis to Revelation. There's nothing like that. What the Bible says is that anybody who wants to be a pastor in church, a bishop, must be the husband of one wife. Not everybody. Okay. And that was even written, that part of the Bible was written by Paul. Saul, who became Paul. Now, for those who are leaders in the church, what about those who are not leaders in the church, who are Christians? There's no way where in the Bible that you read that polygamy is a sin. It is not a sin. Okay. As long as, as long as you do it, if you want to marry two wives, do it in a way, you don't need to go to court, because if you go to court, you say it's a crime. If you marry another wife, the law will hold you there. Through traditional wedding, as long as you can take care of those wives and you are able to fend for their needs and the needs of your kids, I don't see any. So biologically, men, that's what I'm getting. If you look at evolution, are men really wired to marry that one woman? If it is so, maybe we wouldn't have been as many as we are now. Maybe we would not have been able to populate the world. It was just one man, one wife. Now, answer me. How many children do you think a woman can give birth to?
We can have as many as possible. Okay. Let's say what can do 12, a dozen.
And don't you think that would tell on your ex?
I will.
The tribes in Israel. The tribes in Israel. 4 women. Jacob married Rachel, married Leah. Each of them brought their slave. They had children from
So
him.
what you're saying now is
So when you want to talk evolution, I believe men are not wired to have one woman. Because again, when you're talking evolution, a man is created naturally to want to conquer. There's that conquest. Every man wants to conquer new things. Not just that's why a man has to woo a woman. Because wooing a woman is not something that is it's not just a game for men. It's something you have to do. It's like conquest. You want to woo. And when a man that's why if he sees another man with his woman, he gets jealous, he gets defensive.
As the man, he can woo another woman after the person.
He gets defensive. He gets defensive and he gets protective because it is like conquest for men. So and that's why I advise women. Let me just digress a bit. Advise women, if you are married to is just one wife, one husband, how do you sustain your marriage? You know, women, you have this attitude. Once you get married, you just no, not all women. Not all women. Not all women, but most women. It will be you and your husband. You don't do things when that man was wooing you, was running after. What are those things that he saw in you that made him woo you?
We will get there.
Just like you are well dressed now. Okay, man will put you in his house. You will now be by 12 pushing. Now the man will get tired. He wants to conquer a new thing.
I get it.
And then after that, if that one is just like you too, he wants to conquer a new thing. He keeps on moving.
I get it.
So then there's also the case of personal choice. Some people just their personal choice, and you cannot criticize them for that. Okay. That's another thing.
I know you've spoken a lot. You've spoken about, you've gone to religion, you've gone to evolution, you have gone to personal choice and all of that. I will come back because I also have because you cannot tell me that men are just wired to be polygamous. Yeah. I know you're going to. Oh yeah, now Ayo, what's your own opinion about being polygamous? Do you think men are just wired like that, just like Didi said? Do you think they are just wired to be polygamous? I know you said you don't believe in polygamy.
Yes, I don't believe in polygamy because there's no way we'll talk about this topic that we will not refer to the Bible. The person who set the standard for marriage was, but naturally, to be sincere with you, naturally, the greediness of men. Yes, greediness of men, the desire of eyes will not make men to be monogamy. Because as a man, there are some things that naturally will please you that you want to get. In fact, you may even be tired of having just one thing. So that may make you to long for another thing else. But biblically, so to say, or going by the standard of the person who created, who has the right to set the standard for us. Thank God, Mr. Admeji mentioned the origin of marriage, Adam and Eve. So when we look at that standard very well, we can see that the Bible has set the standard for us. It's a conflict. What the heart wants is different from what the maker of you, the person who created you, wants. The standard is set for you. So going by that standard, we can see that he himself specifically wants us to marry just one wife, which is monogamy.
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
I disagree.
Let me still continue.
Okay.
Even though when he set that standard, the standard was flaunted by those who are non-Israelites, who were not worshippers of God. We have a descendant of Cain, who was not a worshipper of God then. That was Lamech. He was the one that started this monogamy. And later other people copied it. In fact, when Jesus Christ, being the Son of God, came to the earth, he validated that standard set by God. Okay, let me see. You have given me more time. So he validated that standard set by God that he was.
You have been doing it to Bible. You're doing Bible.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying.
No, let him
There's no way this conversation will go on. There's no way this conversation will go on without refining. I started first by saying that the desire of the heart. Sometimes it can happen to you and I. It can happen to married men. Even
You
God
said Jesus Christ said the standard. What standard was that?
No, I said Jesus Christ is not referred to the Bible, the standard set. I forgot maybe Matthew chapter 13 or Matthew.
They even they put the Bible.
No,
Oh,
Jesus Christ is not referred to that standard.
What did he say?
He now said that one man, one woman.
There's no place like that in the Bible.
There
is. Let me say this.
Wait, before you continue, I want to disagree with the fact that
there's no place in the Bible
that says that
where Jesus Christ or anybody condemned polygamy. Where it is written in the Bible is that if you're a leader in the church, if you're a leader in the church, a bishop, the Bible mentions some names in the church that you are expected to be the wife of a husband to one wife. And the why Paul recommended that is because you know that if you want to marry more than one wife, you have to be mature, mentally fit. Because if you can't do that, if you can't maintain peace in your house, and if you're a leader in church, you will not look good. Now, I mentioned that when God created Adam and Eve, God needed just one male and one female to create this species. Now, the man after God's own heart, David, how many wives did he have? The father of faith, Abraham, how many wives did he have? Jacob, who gave back to all the 12 tribes of Israel. How many wives did he have? So, wait. How many wives
did he have? You give me my time,
all these people.
I have my own to say as well. You cannot just be cheating women. You cannot just be cheating women. Now you will say that men are wired to be polygamous, but women now is the problem. Women cannot say, "Emi got me alive. I don't want to eat rice alone."
If you want to marry as many husbands as you like, now go ahead and marry.
Is it not possible?
No, go on.
No.
Let me pose a question to you. Let me pose a question. Even our culture supports polygamy.
I know that the culture supports polygamy.
So culturally, it is acceptable. It's not a sin.
As long as you can do day between
now let me pose a question to you. Which one would you prefer? A man who has as many wives as he wants, or a man who has one wife who has as many as 20 mistresses outside? Which one do you think is better? Which one is really love? Which one is true love?
There is no true love.
There's true love there.
How?
Because there is true love there. He is bold enough. The man is bold enough to marry as many wives as he wants. Not that he will be pretending because he wants to conform to the society or to the dictates of the society. Let me have one wife. To be seen as a responsible person, or to be seen as a Christian. And at the end of the day, and when you say Christian, I mean the modern day Christian, because nobody has been able to show me in the Bible where the Bible condemns polygamy. Now, the modern day Christian, why this same man who goes to church on Sunday, who goes to Bible study, who goes to prayer meeting, who is always having his Bible under his armpit and be speaking in tongues in church, this same man as 5 other women. Anyway, even within that church, even within that church,
that one day.
That's why I
know. So who are you deceiving?
It's a standard.
God is not a man that you can mock.
I know. I am not mocking God, and I know that God has his own standard.
That kind of man is mocking God now.
I know God has his own standard. So, but maybe being with a woman and being with a man.
The words of Jesus Christ I was trying to look for the other time. It's in Matthew. You can.
Matthew,
let him read it.
Matthew 19 verse 4. Verses 4 to 6. There. When the Pharisees...
read it.
I will read it. The Pharisees, let me just give you the background. The Pharisees,
I know the background of everything.
They were trying to find fault.
I know the background.
They wanted to know about the standard of
I know the background.
Look at what Jesus Christ replied. They now said, have you not read that the one who created them from beginning made them male and female, and said, for this reason, a man will leave his father and his mother and will stick to wife. Notice this language. Will stick to his wife.
Now, for those who don't understand, the Pharisees asked a question there. Read the question.
And therefore, let me
read that question.
Therefore, what God has yoked together, let no man.
Yeah, God has joined what. Now, read that question. The question that preceded Jesus Christ's answer. Let's read it. The Bible is not something you just take out. Wait, Anike, let's get to the Bible is not. Wait, Anike. The Bible is not something you just take out. Just take one verse, and that's a problem in Africa.
So
we just take one verse.
Which verse are you referring to?
That's a bad passage.
That's fine. Okay. Yeah. And the Pharisee came out to him, intent on testing him, And they ask, is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife on every sort of grounds?
Now,
The question is straightforward.
now,
Only
I just want to you have taken the Bible. You have taken the Bible out of context.
No.
Now, let me break it down. They were talking about divorce there.
Yes.
And if you read further,
okay,
you will read where Jesus Christ said the only ground for divorce is adultery.
Adultery, yeah, I agree with you.
Adultery, and it cannot be adultery if you have as many wives as possible. If they are your wives, it cannot be adultery. That means you have gone outside. How many people are indulging in that adultery now, and they are still with their wife? Because now,
marriage.
That was the question they asked Jesus Christ about adultery. Okay. I mean about divorce, and he answered that question. That a man will leave his and kill to and the two shall become one. It's not necessarily talking about polygamy or monogamy. It was responding to the fact that you on no ground can you divorce your wife, ex or your husband, unless in fact there's another place where they ask him that a particular woman married to somebody, that person died, she married another person, and I want to say that who will she be married to in heaven? And she said, in heaven there's no marriage.
Yes.
There's no marriage in heaven.
Yes.
There's no marriage in heaven. So let's not take the Bible out of context.
I don't
as long as you marry them,
I don't think
it's not
taking in out of context.
That is making them to say, I want to stop eating rice.
I don't think this is taken out of context because it's specifically mentioned that he will seek to his wife.
Cheat.
If polygamy, wait, let me tell you. Okay. In that same Bible, in that same Bible, where they were talking about tithes, when the Bible says, I just want to give an instance that what you are saying. Sometimes when you read the Bible, you have to read it as a whole. Not that you take it, because that's what some pastors do now.
I don't
just take that one verse. I mean, now there was another place where the Bible was talking about tithe. And it says he was talking about coming, and what is coming? All this I want to insurgency, Corey, and everything. You have to tithe and all of that. Say, do you still pay tithe on Corey now and all of that? See, Bible is a whole, and that's why if you are preaching to me, if you just read one verse, okay, there's another one. When Jesus Christ was saying in the Bible, where he said, so if you want to use Bible, don't take Bible out of context.
And you know that the belief of some people is it is religion that has
in evolution.
Just man and woman.
How do you think the world became populated? How do you think the world became populated?
Is it due to the fact that men married more than one?
Oh, you think if men have stuck to one wife, you think the world would have been as populated as
it? My mother and they gave birth.
I'm talking about when creation started.
God allowed it then now.
God is still allowing now.
No.
God is still allowing now. It's not in the Bible.
If God allowed, it wouldn't have been so
long. It's not in the Bible. As long as you marry. And you know, okay, what does the Bible recognize white wedding that we do today?
But there should be.
Just answer. Don't be.
Okay, why
the Bible does not recognize white wedding.
So
what the Bible recognizes is that what I will do is to see your parent, pay your bride price, then
the blessing of the pastor.
That's it.
So it's not
even in the Bible. The blessing of the pastor is not in the Bible. The blessing of the parent is what we have in the Bible. But today you do white wedding.
The Bible will not give us
polygamy is not a sin.
Principles.
Okay, guys.
So I mean polygamous.
I don't hear.
Can you do polygamous?
My dad was a polygamous.
Can you do polygamous?
That's another thing. He said,
that's
another thing. When I started, did I not say as evolution? Evolution-wise, I believe men.
Religion
and I believe that, and I also said culturally.
Yeah,
culturally, it is acceptable. Now, for some people, it's their personal choice. And I said, are you mentally fit enough to manage more than one woman? If you are not mentally fit enough, mature enough to manage more than one woman, then stick to your one woman.
But what I was
if you can carry as many as possible,
women are going to fight
financially and otherwise.
Do not allow them to say they are tired of eating rice.
To more than more wife is very much.
What are the problems?
What is not
you want to tell me that people that are rich as Dangote, if you have the money, why not? I said if you are financially capable, if you are mentally fit, if you are mature,
the disunity.
That's where your own maturity comes in. If you manage I've seen people. I've visited a polygamous family. You can't even tell the children from one another.
All right.
Because
all right,
the man of the house manager. You know, some men, they will show their preference for the other woman. And then that will cause problem.
That will cause problem.
That's what means that person is not mentally fit.
Gentlemen of the press,
Are we done?
We are done.
As I done.
This topic is controversial.
I know
Don't worry, we'll take it up after this.
Yes, we are going to.
We are
what I'll
taking it up.
What I'll just say is, I do not subscribe, or I.
You are a woman now. How will you subscribe?
I cannot. Oh, I cannot.
I cannot.
You not say
women will never support. But that's a woman. What you might later.
Men are not wired. Men are not wired.
That woman that will not support it is wired to have a leg.
Men, as long as
that's the man who says her husband is a 2-minute man. We'll go and be having a leg.
As long as a man can say, I want to have more than one woman.
Let us
we can have more than one man.
Let us be honest. A man can be polygamous. A woman that does not want is running after these young boys. Don't locolos come and be basun. My husband is a 2-minute man.
My people, we have to go.
Thank you very much.
Oh my God. We are going to meet again next time with another hot topic. Don't go away. And it's been a lovely time with Dimeji. So we're going to see you next time.
Bye,
guys.